Alright, it's Traeger log 212. I got to replace the heating element in my Traeger. It wasn't working, couldn't get the Traeger lit, verified it, and the rod was not getting hot. So I called up Traeger. They asked a few questions, model number and stuff like that, serial number, and they had one in the mail. I got it in 3 days. So we're going to go ahead and replace it. Directions are pretty straightforward, gives a quick little description of how it's going to work, and then also a nice description of how it is to be replaced. Here's the hot rod itself. So basically it talked about taking the 4 screws out to get your fire pot out, which is this. And then I used the screwdriver here and scratched around the edges here. It talks about using a hammer and pounding it off, but I think if I just loosen it up like that, I got it loose. Let's see if I can tilt it to the side. There we go. Give me a little more slack on my cable. The one thing that I did too, figured since I'm pulling a new element, or the old element out, I'm going to pull this black wire that I had laying around, attach it to the old one, pull it through, and then I'll attach this to the new wire and pull it back through. So that should make it really easy threading that back through there. So, alright, I went ahead and pushed some wire through so I had some slack. Here's my wire. Talk about removing that set screw, which holds that. I did a too good job of twisting that. Looks like it's just a Phillips. Alright, got the old hot rod finally pulled out of that firebox. I ended up having to cut the wires and pulling it back through this way. You could see how shot it was, and it was so flared out. I had a hard time getting it pulled all the way through that hole. Definitely shot. Alright, the new one's in, set screws set flush like it talks about, and I got it attached to my pull wire. So we are going to go ahead and just feed some of this through here. Just kind of help it along the way. Set that guy up there. I think it's going to be a tough time getting that connector through that hole in the firebox here. So, alright, I got the wire pulled through nice and tight. I got the fire pot screwed down. I reconnected that connector to the purple and white wire. Then they also give you a fuse. They talk about you should pull the controller panel off and verify if your fuse is burnt out. I already checked mine out. I ohmed it out at 0 ohms, so my fuse is good. So basically I'm done. It took me about 5 minutes. Alright, let's go ahead and test it. Turn it on to smoke. I dropped a few pellets in there just for the hell of it. I made a mistake at one time. It says in the instructions about verify the rod is getting hot. Well, I touched it with my finger and that thing was hot. Lost focus. See some smoke. The Traeger's functioning. So there you go, hot rod replacement. Can't see it on camera, but there is a flame. See how the smoke cleared up? Definitely feel the heat.